Bigfoot sandals smelled like turkey.
Dark. Bigfoot sandals.
It's not
Bigfoot.
All right, cool.
trombone. I have some songs that I wrote in like high school that I hope nobody ever sees ever. I need to burn that notebook and hide it and bury the ashes. So I wrote some, angsty teenager songs a long time ago, but really it was more recently, and really it was like the idea of having more confidence. I don't have much confidence anyway, but just the idea of like, I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to write a song even if it's silly or I don't play it anywhere. And then we did that Ola Bell Reed songwriting workshop, and that really helped me just think about it more as a skill. I'm not going to get in a whole tirade about the idea of talent. I talk about talent a lot to my art classes, but I think talent is not real and damaging. I think people certainly have things that they're drawn to or skill sets that they have more of a natural ability to handle, but the idea of talent is damaging. And I like being able to approach the idea of songwriting more as a craft and a thing that you could work on and get better and think about tools and ways to do it.
I fall on my knees and beg of you, please. Come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. I wish to the Lord I'd never been born or died when I was young, little girl. Died when I was young. I never would have kissed your sweet ruby lips or heard your lying tongue, little girl. Heard your lying tongue. I fall on my knees and beg of you, please. Come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. You told me one, you told me two, you told me 10,000 lies, little girl. Told me 10,000 lies. You told me more lies than stars in the skies. Never get to heaven when you die, little girl. Never get to heaven when you die. I fall on my knees and beg of you, please. Come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. I fall on my knees and beg of you, please. Come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me.
Usually we write individually. So some of the songs have been like growing for years, and some songs just come up over a night. You probably know as a songwriter how that they grow or they just pop out of your brain. And then we bring them to each other, or we send little snippets. And so a lot of the songs have both of our inputs, and some of them are more co-written than others.
Do I start this? All right, I'll go ahead and start this.
You said I wish you had called me 10 years ago. Was gravity between us even we didn't know? Between my heart and my sternum, where secret things sleep. I love you, Annie, let's do this for keeps. On a pale blue dot made of water and stone, everything that you love and the feeling of home. Brain waves and heartbeats are flying above. At 10 miles per second, we're falling in love. We float on a stone, suspended in light.
Without you, it's hard to get through most nights.
The voyagers will travel long after we're gone. Through stardust and starlight, still they move on. On a pale blue dot made of water and stone, everything that you love and the feeling of home. Brain waves and heartbeats are flying above. At 10 miles per second, we're falling in love. On a pale blue dot made of water and stone, everything that you love and the feeling of home. Brain waves and heartbeats are flying above. At 10 miles per second, we're falling in love. At 10 miles per second, we're falling in love.
I think that every person wants to be seen. I think that as much as I would love to live on an island in Scotland by myself, or, you know, my family could come, but human beings are social creatures, just like bees or anything else that lives in a society or a community, and human beings want to feel like other people truly see them. And it is terrifying, and there are lots of times when you don't want people to see you, but even within those times I feel like there's a little bit of a part where you want people to see you. You want to see people and you want them to see you too. And I think it is therapeutic in the same way that just therapy is therapeutic, like, you know, just talking to somebody about your problems, getting those things out. I think part of the craft of songwriting for me is figuring out a way to say it where it's not cloying, where it's not like cringe, as the kids would say these days. It's not just cringe, but it feels like somebody can identify with it, like that they can see something of themselves in it, even if it's your story, that they feel seen as well and that they can engage and connect.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we love some of the songs we love, and those switch throughout the years, ones that connect to us.
Over yonder in the graveyard, where the wild flowers grow, there they lay my own true lover. She's gone from me forevermore. She was fairer than the sweetest flower, restless as the wildest swing, born with love deep as the ocean. That was a girl that I did win. Left her there back in the mountain to see the world, riches to gain. When I returned, no earthly treasure could ease his heart, so full of pain. Way up high upon the mountain, beneath the little mound of clay, the girl that I returned to marry, so still among the flowers did lay. I'll go away and I will wander. I'll lay aside my earthly gain, and I'll not end as a man with riches, undone in sorrow I'll remain, undone in sorrow I'll remain.
Growing up, my family always played music, especially my two first cousins that I have. And they kind of introduced me to it. Paul, my cousin, was playing one night at a competition. And I saw this little guitar laying there, and it was a raffle. And I was like, I really want that guitar. So my whole family bought raffle tickets. And Paul was the last raffle he got. And everyone called the numbers, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and Mom didn't get it, Dad didn't get it, no one got it. And then the numbers were called off, and it was Paul's ticket. And he said the only way that I could have the guitar is if I started going to lessons.
John Hardy was a desperate little man, strapped on his guns every day. He shot down a man on the West Virginia line. You ought to seen John Hardy get away. You ought to seen John Hardy get away. Well, he run up to Virginia, ran the East Stone Bridge, thought he would surely be free. Then along came the marshal with a gun in his hand, said, Johnny, come along with me. Johnny, come along with me. John Hardy had a little woman. The dress she wore was blue, and she hollered out to Johnny as she rode on down to town, said, Johnny, I'll be true to you. Johnny, I'll be true to you. Now his legend had traveled from the east to the west, from the north to the south end of town. When the sun comes up tomorrow, they'll take John Hardy down and show him to his hanging ground. They're gonna let John Hardy swing down. John Hardy
little man, strapped on his guns every day. He shot down a man on the West Virginia line. Y'all seen John Hardy get away. Y'all seen John Hardy get away. Thank you. So about 4 years ago, my poppy, my grandfather, sat down and showed me some chords on the guitar. And he taught me the G, C, and D. And I got the hang of those and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. And then I started taking lessons from my music teacher, Mrs. Mary Green. That was at my elementary school. And after a few years with her, I started taking from Steve Lewis. And then, about a year ago, I started playing with Tim. Big spike hammer, Lord, it's busting my side. Done all I can do to keep that woman, still she's not satisfied. Hey, hey, Della Mae, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Della Mae, I'll get even someday. I'm the best hammer swinger in this big section gang. Big Bill Johnson is my name. This spike hammer that I swing for $1.50 a day, it's all for my Della Mae. Hey, hey, Della Mae, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Della Mae, I'll get even someday. Not much that I ain't done, there's still a lot I'd like to see. But this hammer that I swing for the woman that I love, that one's gonna be the death of me. Hey, hey, Della Mae, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Della Mae, I'll get even someday. Big spike hammer, big spike hammer. Thank you. Good job, man. Thanks.
But Tim had the first banjo I'd ever seen. He lived at the time. He lived in Maryland. His dad and my dad are first cousins, so they would come down to visit. Tim brought his banjo, and I saw that thing and fell completely in love with the look and the sound of it. And at the time, I had learned to play guitar just a little bit, but Tim came to the house one time with his dad. His dad's name was Cecil. This will tell you how old I am. I had a cassette tape recorder that I had a blank tape. So they started picking in the living room. I started recording him and got Tim's playing, which was just the next thing to Earl Scruggs. You know, Tim is so good. The other Tim. But I recorded him on cassette tape, and I went into my room, and a friend of mine had told me that you can tune the bottom string of a guitar down to a D pitch, and it sounds like a banjo. So I got my guitar out, tuned that bottom string down, and started trying to finger pick. Lo and behold, I could do it. So I hit my parents up for a banjo for Christmas that year, and got a banjo and just listened to the cassette tape over and over. I mean, I'd come home from school, practice 5 or 6 hours a day, you know, playing. My cassette tape finally broke, by the way, but that's how I got started. And I was lucky enough to get to watch some other guys play, hear them play, and so I've been lucky over the years to get to play some cool places like Primavera Roadhouse, and which is a really cool venue.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
So
So this is Carly with a tune called Dooley. I said that right, didn't I?
Dooley was a good old man who lived below the mill, and Dooley had 2 daughters and a 40-gallon still. One gal washed the boiler, the other watched the spout, and Mama corked the bottles when old Dooley fetched 'em out. Dooley slipping up a holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swan, I'll pay you back someday. The revenuers came for him, slipping through the woods, but Dooley kept behind them all and never lost his goods. Dooley was a trader, when into town he'd come, sugar by the bushel and molasses by the drum. Dooley slipping up a holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swan, I'll pay you back someday. I remember very well the day old Dooley died. The women folk weren't sorry and the men stood around and cried. Now Dooley's on the mountain, he's up there all alone, with a jug laid down beside him and a barrel for a stone. Dooley slipping up a holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swan, I'll pay you back someday. And I'll pay you back someday.